should not see you in your Instagram pictures and know exactly what you look like naked, because you are basically naked. Like, what are you saving for later? There should be some type of mystery. We should not see it all and know it all when we don't even really know you. Hey girl, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Trinity and I'm basically here to help you to become your best self, help you to glow up, level up mentally, physically, all that good stuff. So if that sounds like content you're interested in, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Today we're going to be talking about a few simple things that you can do to be more attractive. Now, we're not going to be talking about things like hair, makeup, how you dress. We're not really going to be talking about the exterior. We're more so going to be talking about habits and mindset shifts and things like that that will make you appear more attractive to people, like your aura, your energy, because those are the things that really matter. I'm the type of person who's very attracted to energy, and that's not only in like romantic situations but also platonic friendships. So if you want to hear more, just keep on watching. Again, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, before we get into the tips, we do have a sponsor for today's video. I want to give a big shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. One of the most crucial ways to glow up and also be more attractive is to have a life outside of all of your relationships, whether that's your friendships, your romantic relationships. You don't want to just be clinging to people because you don't have things going on for yourself. And Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives to indulge in new hobbies and new skills. They offer thousands of classes led by industry experts across things like photography, illustration, and graphic design. And they also offer classes on things like productivity, personal development, and finance. The thing I love the most about Skillshare is the fact that all of the classes are created by creatives for creatives. The classes I've taken so far have been direct reflections of things that I've been working on in the last few months. So one month I took a class on productivity with Ali Abdal because I felt like I needed to get a grip on work-life balance and organization when it came to all the things I do work-wise. And one of my favorites was a beginner's interior design class with Demetrius Robinson, where I learned how to create function and flow in a room. And I took that class when I was trying to really make my apartment more of a home. Pretty much no matter what you're interested in, no matter what hobby you want to start or what skill you want to learn, Skillshare has a class for you. They have classes on things like growing a YouTube channel, cooking, day trading, sewing, marketing. The first 500 people to click the link in my description box will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So if you're interested in investing in yourself, whether that's through a new hobby, new skill, or just mentally, then click that link in the description and start your free trial with Skillshare today. Okay, so number one, I touched on this briefly when I was speaking about today's sponsor. One of the most underrated ways to be more attractive is to have a life of your own. I used to be very codependent. I used to really only find my value in being someone's girlfriend. Yes, I found a lot of value in being an entrepreneur because I've been an entrepreneur since I was a teenager, but I never really had hobbies. I never really had fun outside of work and my partner. At that time, my confidence was also really low, and one of the ways I built confidence was by increasing my value. And I realized that one way to increase my value was to have a life that I enjoyed outside of my romantic relationship. This basically means doing things that are just for you, doing things that make you feel better about yourself. So I started going to the gym. I started indulging more in self-care. I built a perfume collection. I started really taking my, not gonna say hygiene because I've always been a very clean person who cared a lot about hygiene, but I did start investing more in like body care products, and I started romanticizing my showers. I had certain days that I would just spend by myself. I started going on solo dates. These are all things that will make you more attractive. When people see that you can spend time alone and that you don't need to be attached to people in order for you to have a good time and in order for you to find value in yourself, that comes across as very attractive. And I know this because that's something that I noticed in other people. I started doing those things because I started taking notes of people who I felt like lived life in a way that was attractive to me. I admired women who were girlfriends and wives but still found time for themselves. I admired women who had kids but didn't lose themselves in motherhood. I admired women who could go out by themselves and didn't need to have a big group of friends whenever they went out. Women who could go sit at a bar by themselves. Women who could go out to eat and just sit in the booth by themselves. Women who did things strictly for their own pleasure, reading books, working out, doing Pilates, doing yoga. Women who stuck to consistent maintenance routines. They always had their hair done. They always found time to get their nails done. They got their lashes done. Women who scheduled massages monthly. Another way you can become more attractive is by giving things to yourself. Nothing's more unattractive than a woman or man who expects so much from other people and takes so much from other people, but does not give anything to themselves. Yes, I feel like you should demand certain things in your romantic relationships and in your friendships and on your job or whatever, but people also want to see that you give yourself all those things. I don't require anything from a partner or a friend that I don't already give out and that I don't already give to myself. I'm not going to let you come into my life and treat me worse than I treat myself. You got to treat me how I treat myself or better. It took me a long time to get to that point where I realized that I had to do it first before I expected it out of other people. And one of the best things about giving things to yourself first is that you set the standard without even telling the person what the standard is. You don't always have to go into situations telling someone, this is how I want you to treat me, this is what I want you to do. If they're smart, they can look at you and tell what you require. I have talked to men in the past who have told me that they can tell what a woman will require from them just by looking at the woman. Usually she doesn't even have to say anything. If she goes to the gym, works out, goes to Pilates, goes running in the morning, if she likes nice things, if she likes fine dining, they know how to step to that woman. So whatever it is that you're looking for in a partner or in friends, start doing those things for yourself. Whatever your love language is. If you like words of affirmation, speak life into yourself. Tell yourself that you're beautiful all the time. You don't have to wait for a man to tell you those things. Pretty soon I'm going to do a video on affirmations just for y'all to play every morning when you wake up. But tell yourself you're beautiful. Tell yourself you're worthy. Tell yourself you look good every day when you get dressed. You don't have to wait for somebody to tell you all those things. If your love language is acts of service, do more things for yourself. Buy yourself flowers. Book yourself a massage. Book that hair appointment. Book that nail appointment. Do things for yourself that show yourself that you appreciate you. If you like gifts, treat yourself to some gifts. Again, going back to acts of service. Take yourself out on dates. You don't have to wait for somebody to take you out. It's okay to go to an expensive restaurant by yourself. It's okay to go sit at a bar and have drinks by yourself. All that stuff is okay. You have to be good doing it first. Another way to be more attractive is by being disciplined. This is something that I've recently discovered that I am very attracted to. I never really realized the magnitude and the importance of being disciplined. Like, yes, I knew it was important, but I didn't realize how much discipline is the root of a lot of the things we want. For example, I think I've talked about this before on my channel, but every woman wants a loyal man. Every woman wants a man who is loyal to her, who's faithful to her, who is committed to her. Sometime this year, I realized that a man just being faithful is not enough for me, because there's a root to men cheating and not being loyal, not being faithful, not being committed. There are a few things that play into it, but one of the most important things I've noticed is discipline. And a man being disciplined does not usually start with him being faithful in his relationships. And I don't believe every man cheats, because there are a lot of men who have more self-control and more discipline than others. But again, it does not usually start with their romantic relationships. Men show signs of discipline in so many different ways, and I like to see discipline in all those ways so that I am convinced that a man won't really have a problem being faithful and committed in a romantic relationship. Now, I was just using that as an example. I don't want to make this whole thing about men. Some ways you can be disciplined are in your routines, in your habits. Do you go to the gym? I know that one keeps coming up, but have you committed to bettering yourself in that way? Do you have certain routines that you follow? Do you have structure in your life that you follow? Are you disciplined when it comes to waking up at a certain time every day, going to bed at a certain time every day? Are you disciplined in your eating, or do you just eat whatever you want whenever you feel like it? Are you disciplined enough to get up and put effort into your look every day? Do you pay your bills on time? Are you disciplined with your money, or do you just spend? Discipline is one of the most attractive traits in anyone, in my opinion, because it shows that the person can be committed. It shows that the person can be dedicated to something. And again, it's one of those things that spill over into other areas of your life when you practice it in one area. Another way to be more attractive is to save some things for yourself. Now, this can cover a lot of different things, but we're just going to focus on a few. The first thing that comes to mind for me is the way you dress. And we talking about going out in public and even like in your pictures on social media and stuff like that. We should not be able to look at you and see everything. A man should not see you walking up the street and know what you look like in the bedroom. A man should not see you on Instagram, or not even a man. We should not see you in your Instagram pictures and know exactly what you look like naked, because you are basically naked. Like, what are you saving for later? There should be some type of mystery. We should not see it all and know it all when we don't even really know you. Saving some things for yourself can also be just keeping things to yourself. Stop oversharing. Stop telling everybody things that they don't need to know. We don't need to know every aspect of your relationship. Going back to social media, don't be posting subliminals about your boyfriend and what you're going through and what you're going through with your friends, who you beefing with. We don't need to know all that. That stuff should be saved and reserved for the people who are closest to you, because the rest of the world does not care. There should be some type of mystery to you. I love celebrities who we know but don't really know. Like, we know bits and pieces of things concerning them, but we don't know every single thing. The celebrities that I love, I can't sit down and write their whole entire life story because there are so many details that I don't know. And I love that. And that's one thing that I have carried into my own life. Anyone who knows me knows that I love me some Beyonce. I know people feel how they feel about her, but there are certain things you just can't take away from the lady, whether you like her or not. One thing I really admire about her is the way that she really just lets us focus on her art, and she keeps everything else to herself. Whatever it is she got going on, we don't know too much about it because she don't really say too much. She lets us focus on what she wants us to focus on. She don't have no point to prove. She don't gotta post Jay-Z every 5 seconds. She don't gotta post her kids every 5 seconds. And I feel like that's how you should carry yourself. That is one of the easiest ways to become more attractive. Save some things for yourself, girl. And last but not least, if you want to be more attractive, if you want to appear more attractive to others, and if you want to be more attractive to yourself, stop being desperate. Stop letting people walk all over you. Stop letting people do whatever they want to you. Stop keep taking people back when they keep showing you who they are. Stop being afraid to set boundaries. Stop being a people pleaser. Learn how to walk away. Learn how to say no. Learn how to stop accepting everything people throw at you. One thing I've learned is that your lack of standards does not make you more desirable. It only makes you more accessible. And you should not want to be accessible to everyone. I know that I'm not for everyone. And I also know everything and everyone is not for me. I am attracted to people who are selective. I don't want to be attached to anyone who wants to be attached to everyone and everything. I feel like you should be choosy. You should be picky with who you allow to access your energy, who you allow to come into your home, who you kick it with, who you chill with, who you spend time with, who you decide to date. You should be picky about all of these things. And that's something I'm very serious about, because I know that someone being desperate is a direct reflection of their self-worth and their confidence. And I don't really like being around people who have a very low self-worth, very low self-esteem, very low confidence. It's not fun and enjoyable for me. I want to be around people who value themselves, who love themselves, who, again, are picky with who they allow to access them. That is very attractive to me. I'm also attracted to people who don't have to be super duper loud and do a whole lot to get attention. When me and my friends go out, nobody is pressed and thirsty for male attention. Now, years ago, like a whole lot of years ago, I used to hang with girls who, every time we went out, the goal would be to get someone's number or to give someone their number. Like, it was just so exhausting. Why are we only going out for male attention? Why is that the only thing that's fun to y'all? I don't really like being around women who feel like they gotta chase men and chase things and chase opportunities. Like, attract things, attract people. Let these things and people come to you. You do not have to do a whole lot to be seen. You do not have to do a whole lot to be noticed. Your presence alone should be an attention grabber. There are some men who will tell you, oh yeah, I like when a woman pursues me. I like when a woman shoots her shot. And I mean, that's cool. If y'all like men who do that, that's fine. Me personally, I don't want no man who's not an initiator. I don't want no man who is gonna sit there and wait for me to come up to him and chase him and pursue him. I personally don't want that. Again, to each their own. If that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do. And I just feel like you really should not be desperate. You should not act out of desperation. You should not do things with a lack mindset, with the feeling of, oh, I have to do this. I have to get this person's attention. I have to get this person to want me. I have to make this person love me. I need this person to want to be with me. I need to be with this person. I have to take whatever they throw at me because they might leave me. They might not want to be with me anymore. They might not want to be my friend anymore. Stop acting out of desperation. What's meant for you is for you. You don't have to jump through hoops. You don't have to do cartwheels. My therapist told me this a while ago. Stop doing cartwheels to get people to choose you and to get people to be who you want them to be and to get them to love you. You don't have to do cartwheels for someone who is truly meant for you. You don't have to do cartwheels for things that are truly meant for you. Yes, you need to show up, but do not act out of desperation. As always, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope someone learned something from this, even if it was just one point. It's so important to remember that character traits matter, habits matter, what's inside matters, and that stuff really makes a difference when it comes to how attractive you come off to other people. It's not all about how you look. You can be physically the prettiest person in the world with the worst attitude, the worst character traits, the worst personality, and people will automatically be turned off by you. Your looks are not the only thing that matters, sweetie. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe if you like content like this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.